Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Zhani. If you're new here, please like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow me on Instagram. It's in the description box down below. And if you're not new here, then thanks for coming back. So today I'm doing a how to look more comfortable on camera video. And this is kind of for, I guess, YouTubers. Or if you have like film projects, I don't know what you do with your life. You might need to be in front of the camera for something. So I'm filming a how to look more comfortable in front of the camera video. Not necessarily feel more comfortable, even though some of these will actually help with that, but just like looking more comfortable. It has to do with what you can do in the video and what you can do in editing and different things like that. So I have 6 tips today, and those 6 tips are going to change your life. So you better watch this whole video and send it to everybody that needs to know about it, because you know what? Everybody needs to know about it. So when I started my YouTube channel, like, you can go back and you can look at how uncomfortable I was and how I would talk quietly, and I just was not vibing with it. I was like, ha ha ha, like that. It was like straight up. Yeah, the first tip I can give you, I've heard this before, and it's kind of talking to the camera like it's another person. Now, I don't know if that works for everybody, but sometimes when I get into like a little bit of a story, I start looking at the camera like a person, and that works. It doesn't work for everything, but for me, just when I'm thinking about a story or I'm telling a story, I try to do it like I'm talking to a friend, and that helps me seem more natural and act more like myself, because I know everybody's like, oh, be yourself and everything, but when you're behind the camera, it's kind of hard to be yourself because you question it. You're like, who am I? And you don't know. So I mean, it is really easy just to be yourself, or try to be yourself, I guess, in the sense of don't try to act exactly like your favorite YouTuber or another person, because that changes the way you are. That's literally not being yourself. If you don't try to completely imitate another person, then I think you're gonna be okay. I mean, when you're making your videos, you can try to imitate a person's style and things like that, but what I'm saying is just don't try to imitate their personality. Like Liza Koshy, I'm not coming out here like little brown girl. I'm not doing all that, because that's part of her personality. The next tip on my list is know what you're talking about. You have to have at least somewhat of an understanding of what you're going to be talking about in your video, especially if it's like a sit down video, because you don't want to be sitting there floundering on like a fish, not knowing what to talk about. And what I always do when I'm doing specific sit down videos is I take notes. So I have a notebook. I know what I'm talking about for the most part. I have some kind of like points that I want to hit and some different things that I want to mention. It really helps get your point across, and you seem a little bit more organized, which is what I'm trying to do, obviously. Be a little bit more organized. And if you're organized, that shows on camera, and it makes you look less crazy. It makes you seem like you know what you're doing, and that in turn makes the video look more comfortable. Like you're more comfortable doing it because you know what you're talking about. Not necessarily that you're like a professional in it or anything, but you have an understanding of what knowledge or what you're trying to give your viewers and everything. So that obviously is going to help. The next big tip is try to speak normally, but if your normal is quiet, then speak louder. Because when you go into editing, you can obviously boost up your sound and your audio and everything, but sometimes if you don't have advanced editing skills, you won't be able to get rid of the background noise and things like that, and it's just so much easier to talk at a normal level or a little bit louder than you usually do, so that when you're editing the audio, it's so much clearer and people understand you, and that makes it seem like you're more confident because people can hear you. You know, you're not sitting there like this. It's like having a conversation, you know? When you're talking to somebody, you don't want to be whispering under your breath, and you want to be making eye contact and at least looking in the general area. When you have things to think about, or if you're thinking about a story or something, obviously you can look away every once in a while, but it's just a conversation. Back to my other point about talking to another person, and that really does help, because it's kind of what it is, a conversation. And the more comfortable you are with the camera, who is your friend, then the next thing I will mention that really helped me being more comfortable just filming my videos is have your own space. What made it easier for me is just finding time when I could be alone to film my videos, that nobody was really going to be disturbing me, or I was just alone so I didn't feel like everybody was watching me while I was doing my videos. It made it feel less awkward because I wasn't like as embarrassed. You can go back to my earlier videos. I used to do a lot of them in the car, and the Netflix recommendation video that I did that in the car because I didn't want to be in the house because I thought people would hear me and everything like that. So I suggest just going and having your own space, or trying to find time where you're separate from people if you want to do videos like that, if you want to sit down alone or do something, because that really helps you feel more comfortable, because nobody's going to be watching you and you won't feel like somebody's listening in and they're judging you and all that stuff. The next tip I have to feel more comfortable while filming is to film with another person. I know that kind of contradicts what I was saying before, but you'll see what I'm saying in just a second. When you film with like a friend or something, which I did in my first video, especially when you're going to public places, it makes you feel so much more comfortable having somebody else there to, you know, run around with your camera and everything. everything. If you're walking through Target and you're holding a vlog camera and you're holding your phone and you're talking to the camera, people will look at you kind of weird. They're gonna be like, what are you doing? I mean, not everybody's gonna understand it, but some people will. And when you have a friend there and you're kind of just goofing around or you're doing whatever you're doing, it always feels better to have that support. So that's why I suggest doing your first couple videos with a friend, because it's easier to bounce conversation off with them. And it's a lot easier to be yourself when you're surrounded by people that you obviously hang out with a lot more. And it just makes things easier to film. You know, that's another tip. Okay, this is the one piece of advice that literally helped me so much when it came to my videos. It's that even if, you know, you edit your whole video and you think it's so awkward and you just don't feel like it's delivering or giving off the vibes that you want it to give, what you need to do is you need to smack some background music on there, turn it down a little bit so your voice can still be heard, because let me tell you, that will change your entire video. Like, if you go back and watch some of my videos, the reason why they're not as awkward as they could be is because of the background music. The background music helps so much, because without it, you just be kind of like... But now it's kind of like vibing because there's no empty space. It's like when there's a conversation and then there's a gap where nobody's speaking, you're kind of like awkward and you don't know what to say. That's where the background music's gonna fill up and you'll be like, okay, this is cool. That's why in elevators they got music, because, you know, you go on elevators with strangers, it's awkward. The elevator music in elevators helps alleviate that awkward air tension or whatever between people, and it just makes things more casual. So add background music, because I guarantee you that your videos will seem so much better once you add background music to it. Like, I swear. Smack on some background music. It will change your life. Sorry about the gleam in my glasses. It's my ring light and it's really annoying and I don't know how to fix that. This is my last piece of advice or tips or whatever you want to call it. If you look presentable, you will feel presentable. Let me let that sit. What I mean by that is that if you look the part, you will feel the part. If you get dressed up, like for me, I do my makeup, sometimes I change my shirt, I do a little bit with my hair, whatever. If you do that and then you go to film your video, you will feel a lot more prepared to film your video and you will feel a lot more confident. Everybody even says this, like when you go out to get a job or when you're going to do whatever, if you look the part, you're gonna feel the part. You're gonna be the most confident when you dress to the best, you know? It doesn't have to be for every video, you know? Not every video calls for you dressing like you're going to the Met Gala, you know what I'm saying? But you can take the time to, you know, shower. A shower makes everybody feel better, to be honest. Go shower. Do your makeup if you're a girl and you want to do your makeup. Do your makeup if you're a guy and you want to do your makeup. I don't know what kind of channels you guys have. Get dressed, put on a nice shirt. Do your hair a little different, because it makes you feel so much different when you're in front of the camera. Like, you feel like you're ready for it, to be honest. Like, I'm ready to fight right now. I don't know why. There's also one more thing that I'd like to add, and it's that the way that you edit certain things, if you see a moment where you can add a meme or add something funny or like add a little noise that adds humor to whatever your video you're shooting, then do it. If you see a chance where you find something funny that you do and you like want to make fun of yourself a little bit, then do it. Unless it's like really bad, then don't do it, obviously. But you can go back and look at my videos. Sometimes I make fun of myself for what I'm doing because I'm just like, what was I thinking? Why was I doing that? Why was I looking like that? So if you go back and you do that, that would also make your videos more interesting and make you seem more comfortable in front of the camera, because you're like, I can joke with myself and people like that. So that's the last piece of advice I have. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notifications, and follow me on Instagram. It's in the description box down below. I'm also gonna say, leave comments on my videos, share my videos. That's all I got. I just couldn't. Okay, bye.